Hello there, students, children, chargers, near and far. This is Miss Boyd, missing you terribly, socially isolated, doing algebra. Here we go. Just so it feels like we're really in class, I'm drinking coffee while we're learning. Okay, today we're doing section 6.4, elimination using multiplication. We're going to use what we learned in section 6.3 about elimination and take it a step further and do a little multiplication. I'm going to skip these first three steps and get straight on. You can refer back to those steps if you so choose. I like to just talk about it with words and stuff. All right, remember, when we do elimination using addition and subtraction, we need to find one variable with the same number in front and opposite signs. So -8, -5, no variables. Y has 6 and 3, not the same number. X has 5 and 2, also not the same number. What do we do, you ask? We can't rearrange and make this a substitution problem where X or Y is all alone. So there's got to be another way, you ask. Yes, there is, as a matter of fact. So what I'm going to look for, it really doesn't matter which variable you choose, but I like to choose this set that I can only track back. I'm going to look at Y in this case. If I wanted to make 6 and 3 the same number, I could multiply 3 by 2 and make it 6, correct? Correct, Mrs. Boyd. All right, so I'm going to multiply this second 3 here, this 3 in the second equation, by 2 and make it 6. But I can't just multiply that number. I have to multiply the whole shebang. So let's do the top equation. I'm going to leave the same. 5x plus 6y equals -8. And the bottom equation, I'm going to multiply the whole thing by 2, like I've written here, because that will make the y's have the same number in front. So that's 4x plus 6y equals -10. I multiplied everything by 2. So let's check it now. One equation, same number in front, opposite signs. Constants, y's, got +6, +6. Well, hang on a second. Now we've got the same number in front, but not opposite signs. We know what to do with this. We're going to leave the first equation the same. 5x plus 6y is -8. And the second equation, I'm going to change all the signs. -4x minus 6y is 10. Now, you might be asking yourself, could I not just do this all in one step? We could have seen in this first step that the variable that we're going to change, the y variable, has the same number in front and the same sign. So instead of multiplying by +2, I could have multiplied by -2. But I pulled it out into 2 steps. So if you can see in this first step that you needed to change one of the signs, you can do so. In fact, I'll do that on the next one. But if you make it 2 steps, it's not a problem. All right, let's add. Now we know what to do. 5x minus 4x is 1x. 6y minus 6y cancels. -8 plus 10 is 2. That means x is 2. Half the answer. Need to plug it back in and get y. I'm going to choose the top equation as usual. And I get 10. Sorry, skipped a step there. Oh, smallest eraser ever. I get 5 times 2 plus 6y is -8. That's 10 plus 6y is -8. I want to get y alone, so I'll subtract 10. 6y is -18. Divide by 6. Y is -3. So that's my total answer, 2, -3. So it's a lot the same as when we just add and subtract, except for now we have to do a little bit of rearranging and changing before we can do that. I told you we'd do this next one together again, just so you could see me make a change in one step. So let's do that. I want one variable with the same number in front and opposite sign. So those are constants. Got -2 and -7 in front of y. Those aren't the same. 6 and 3 in front of x. So I'm going to multiply one of these equations. I'm going to choose the second one because I know I can multiply 3 by 2 and make it 6. But I also see that both of my equations have a plus in front. Both of the x's are plus x. So I'm going to multiply this whole second equation by -2. Because that way, and I'll have a 6x on top and a -6x on bottom. So the top equation is going to stay exactly how it is. 6x minus 2y is 10. I'm going to multiply the entire bottom equation by -2. So now I've got -6x plus 14y equals 38. Had to do that one in my head. Whew. So now we add 6x minus 6x is eliminated. -2 plus 14 is 12y. 10 plus 38 is 48. I can divide by 12 and get y is 4. Half my answer. Now I can take that y equals 4 and plug it into any of the 1, 2, 3 equations that are found on my paper here. I'm going to choose the very first one as usual. 6x minus 2, instead of y we write 4, equals 10. I'm going to multiply 6x minus 8 is 10. Want to get x alone, so we add 8. 6x is 18. Divide both sides by 6. And x is 3. So that's my answer, 3, 4. Hooray! Hope you're getting the hang of it. The next one is just a little bit different. We're going to use elimination again. We need one variable with the same number in front, opposite signs. I've got plus 2y plus 3y, not the same. Plus 4x plus 3x, also not the same. Okay, so now we want to look and see, is there any way we can just multiply one equation and make the variables have the same number? So I've got 2y and 3y. Can't multiply either of those by something to make them 2 or 3. And the same thing for 4x and 3x. So now this is a situation that we'll have to multiply both equations. So I like to think of it kind of like I'm cross multiplying. I'm going to take the top equation and multiply that first number by the bottom equation. And I'm going to take the first number of the bottom equation and multiply it by the top equation. Okay, it's going to make a little bit more sense here in just a second. So I'm going to write my equations exactly how they were. 4x plus 2y is 8, and 3x plus 3y is 9. Now, I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by the first number of the first equation, which is 4. I'm going to multiply the top equation by the first number of the bottom equation, which is 3. Now I'm going to be real thoughtful and think ahead and see that the x's have the same sign in front. And I need them, if they're going to be the same number, which they're both going to be 12, if I need them to have opposite signs, I'm going to have to multiply one of these equations by a negative. I'm going to choose to make that the bottom one. So now I can multiply these equations. Let's rewrite them again. 12x plus 6y is 24. Bottom equation, negative 12x minus 12y is negative 36. Now, you can see I've got they're essentially the exact same equations. I've just multiplied them both by constants. So everything is the exact same as it was, just to a different factor. Now, I've got one equation here, or two equations with the same variable, same number in front, opposite signs. Now I can do exactly what I know and love and just add. 12x minus 12x is eliminated. 6y minus 12y is negative 6y. 24 minus 36 is negative 12. One equation, one unknown. This makes us happy. Divide by negative 6 on each side. We get y is 2. Half our answer. Take that and plug it into any of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 equations. I'm going to choose the very first one. Again, I get 4x plus 2 times 2 is 8. It's 4x plus 4 is 8. I can subtract 4 on each side and get 4x is 4. Divide by 4, and x is 1. There's my answer. Hooray! That's as hard as these are going to get, people. You can totally, 1,000,000% do it. Let's do it. You're in charge. Pause the video. Make this one happen. Ready, set, go. Okay. All right, let's get this going. You'll have to pardon me. The cat is currently on the desk. Yeah, so it is going to be an interesting experience here. Okay, we're looking for same variable with same number in front, opposite signs. So I've got negative 10 and 6. Those are constants. Y is negative 3 and 5. X is 5 and 2. The cat wants to kill the mouse on the screen. Oh, Lord. Okay. Not the same number in front. We're going to use that little cross multiply trick that I taught you. So I'm going to multiply this top equation by 2 and the bottom equation by 5. But I see they both have the same sign, so I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by negative 5. If you used the y's, that's okay too. You could have multiplied the bottom equation by negative 3 or by 3 and the top equation by 5 and done just fine. I just like to use the first number because I can see it a little bit better. So let's multiply this and see what happens. We've got 10x minus 6y equals 12. And I've got, oh, sorry, cat. Kitty. Oh my gosh, he's stepping on stuff. All right. And I've got negative 10x minus 25. Whew. 25y is 50. Now we can add. The x's cancel out. Negative 6 minus 25 is negative 31y equals 62. We can divide both sides by negative 31. And we'll get y is negative 2. It's half our answer. We can plug it back into this first equation. 5x minus 3 times negative 2 equals 6. That's 5x plus 6 equals 6. Going to subtract 6 from each side to get x alone. And 5x is 0. We divide by 5 and get x is also equal to 0. So our solution is where those cross, 0, negative 2. Hooray, we did it. Let's do another one. You do it. Ready, set, go. Okay, if we weren't told to use elimination, I would totally use substitution on this because of this right here. I've got a y with no variable in front. I can solve for that y and then plug it into the other equation, but we are told to use substitution, so that's what we shall do. I'm going to use the y's in this case. You could have done the x's too. And I'm going to multiply the top equation by -2 because then I'll have -2y on top and positive 2y on the bottom. So let's write this out. -4x minus 2y is -46. Bottom equation stays the same. 3x plus 2y is 37. I add them up. I get -1x is -9. I can divide by -1 and I get x is +9. I'm going to plug that into the first equation of the original one. 2 times 9 plus y is 23. That's 18 plus y is 23. I can subtract 18 from each side and get y is 5. That's our answer. Keep on keeping on. Example 6 is all you. Then looks like we're done. All right. We got to rearrange these. I'm going to really throw you for a loop here. And I'm not going to do the x's. I'm going to do the y's because they already have opposite signs. If you multiplied by and eliminated the x's first, we're going to get the same answer. Just bear with me here. So I'm going to multiply this first equation by 5. My y's will be 15. And I'm going to multiply the second equation by 3. And my y's will be -15. So I'll have +15 here on top and -15 on the bottom, which is exactly what I want. So this turns into 20x plus 15y is 40. And 9x minus 15y is -69. We can add 29x, y's cancel, equals -29. Can divide by 29 on each side, and I get x equals -1. So if you did yours the opposite way, let's see if we match up. I can plug -1 into the first equation here. 4 times -1 plus 3y is 8. That's -4 plus 3y is 8. Let's add 4 to each side, and I get 3y is 12. Divide by 3, y is 4. So there's our solution, -1, 4. I hope yours matches mine. I hope you're doing amazing. I miss you terribly. Please reach out and make sure my children haven't fed me, to the dog or maybe this cat that's laying on the desk. We're totally going to get through it. We can totally do it together. Stay strong. Chin up. Bye-bye.